Yeah, how you
are
feeling?
sir?
I'm doing great.
I'm doing great as well.
Yeah. How you doing with the news?
Good. Everything's fine, you know. Once I got that news, I wasn't even mad. That's the funny part. Wasn't even mad. I was kind of felt like a pressure lifted off my shoulders. It was oh wow. I'm free to do other things. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens.
Well, you say you weren't even mad. What could you have felt? What were you expecting to feel?
I was expecting to be angry. I was expecting to be, frantic and whatnot. But actually, funny enough, they called Friday night. I was in the middle of a leg workout. I'm doing squats, and my phone starts ringing. So I put the weight down because I have a gym in my house. So for me, I'm just like working out all hours of the day.
Sure.
So I pick up the phone, and I see the dreaded 203 number, and I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? And I don't remember the guy's name. I think he said his name was Will from TR, and I was like, yeah, sure, what's up? He goes, sorry, we're gonna release you from your contract. And I was like, my initial first reaction was, huh, okay, cool. He goes, yeah, sorry to get this news on a Friday. And I was like, oh, that's, yeah. So I had a show at NXT for a house show tomorrow, so I don't have to do that anymore. That was my first question to him.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, you're all good. Just the 90 days. And, well, if you need anything, let us know. I was like, okay, cool.
Were you expecting this?
I wasn't expecting it, but it was a thing of like, I wasn't surprised. I guess I kind of saw the writing on the wall after a while. And it was kind of just, eh.
But also, you went through so many other rounds of releases.
Yes.
And you stuck around.
And all those times I thought they were going to release me.
Like there were some major ones during the pandemic.
Yes.
And you stuck around for those.
And that's what made me think like, man, maybe there is a real future for me in the company here. And then, that just kind of petered out to whatever it was.
But you seem like you're in a great headspace.
Yeah. So I immediately thought to myself when I was released, I was like, okay, that's a job. Wrestling's my career. I may be out of a job, but I still have a career. So
that's such a great way to look at it.
All thanks to Ali. He's one of the guys that he called me like within an hour of me being released and was immediately like, hey, dude, it's all good. Just being super positive as, Ali is. But yeah, man, it sucked.
Yeah.
Because it's a dream job. It's one of those jobs that I'm a kid and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna wrestle for WWE. And yeah, and then when it ends, it just ends. You just move on.
Who else have you talked to since getting released? Who's really helped out?
Sheldon's been a big help. Lindsay Dorado, me and him were tight. He's been a big help. I've had people reach out to me in wrestling that I didn't think I guess had a good rapport with, I guess, you know what I mean? Like Dakota Kai reached out to me and just gave me well wishes. I was like, oh, that's cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Me and her have very few conversations, throughout the locker room, but it was cool.
But I guess when you're hearing from some of the people you've listed off, they've been there and they know like what it feels like. And it probably feels like you've just been punched in the gut.
Yes.
And it's like the rug's been pulled out from underneath you. And it's like, well, now what? This is all I've known in your case for 8.5 years. And now I got to figure this out.
And I felt like I was completely starting all over again. Cause I'm like, I don't know what's wrestling outside of WWE. Like for the last 8.5 years, like who's hot on the indies? I don't really know that much anymore. Who's a good place to, get work? Or I just completely lost. Cause being in WWE for nearly a decade, 8.5 years, you're like, okay, I don't have to do anything. Bookings just come to you. You get used, you get paid, and it's like you almost get complacent because you're like, oh, something will pop up. They have all my booking information. You know what I mean? They'll put me in something eventually.
And now it's like you're back in the driver's seat.
Yes,
which is both amazing and also scary, right?
Terrifying, absolutely terrifying.
Because you can now work anywhere you want, anytime you want. And at the same time, you've got to find all those bookings or agree to all those bookings.
Yes, agree to all those. And then for me, the biggest fear was taking care of a family. I got an 11-year-old daughter at home. I got a wife who is battling Crohn's disease and is doing very well at this point with it. But things like that. The quality of life stuff. That's what scares me.
Yeah.
Me wrestling and making money, I'm not worried about that because I feel confident in my ability to do so.
Yeah.
But keeping up the quality of life that my family stays sufficient is the scariest part.